Speaker to give his opening statement.
Nakasaad po sa 2 Chronicles 7:14, "If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sin and will heal their land." Siguro po, regardless kung ano ang ating religion, Assalamualaikum sa ating mga kapatid na Muslim na nandito at mga kapatid natin sa ibang religion. I think everyone is praying because of the crisis. Praying for good health, for protection sa kanilang kabuhayan, praying for the health and leadership of our President, praying for Congress, praying for their communities and especially for the frontliners. 4 po na elemento ang nandito sa Chronicles. Humble themselves, pray, seek their face, turn from their wicked ways. I think yung 4 na elemento na to ay ginagawa na natin. Pero meron pong isang konteksto yung verse na to. During this time, katatapos lang po nung temple. And it is in seeking the Lord's blessing and living in the temple na sinabi ito. So, in building a more resilient Philippines, I'd like to compare the budget to the construction materials of building the temple we will call the Philippines. No? So, iba't iba ang kwarto, iba't ibang elemento, iba't iba ang gamit nung temple. But it is a sanctuary. So, ang Pilipino po ay naghahanap ng sanctuary. Where is it safe? Where can I find a job? Where will my children be safe? Where can they study? You know, saan kami pwedeng sumakay papunta sa trabaho? Kailan ba babalik ang mass transportation? So now more than ever, never in history do I think is the budget so important. Whether sa bahay, budget na binabudget ni Mrs., whether sa kumpanya na meron kang chief financial officer or na small business na kayong mag-asawa gumagawa ng budget, or ngayon po na nasa balikat ng economic team, lalo na po kay Sec. Wendell Avisado, ang pagpapasa ng budget, katuwang ang Senado at Kongreso, it is much more important now because it is very difficult to see the future. We do not know whether the vaccine will be ready next month or in January or middle of next year. Even if the vaccine is ready, we do not know when 80, 90, 100% of Filipinos will be vaccinated. We do not know, for example, in tourism, when international tourism will reboot. So, ang daming unknown ngayon. So, people like Secretary Carl Chua ng NEDA, people like Secretary Avisado, Secretary BSP Governor Jokno, who's joining us, and one of our most brilliant economists, and of course Secretary Sani Dominguez, works on variables. And there are foreseeable things. But with COVID-19, much of that has been thrown out the window. And there's a lot of guesstimates or guesswork. So we can only do our best. That's why we're praying for more wisdom. Having said that, we'd like to lay down some guidelines. First of all, this is not the executive against the legislative. We will work closely with the executive, with the Senate in passing this budget, but also with the media so that people will be much more informed. Despite stringent measures to fight COVID in the House, we've allowed more members of the media and cameramen to join because it is too important for people not to be included. And later on, our chairman, Eric Yap, will announce also a new innovation wherein people can participate directly. And in that regard, I'd like to thank the minority leader. I'd like to thank Bishop Benny Abante, Deputy Speaker for Finance, El Rey Villafuerte, of course, Chairman Eric Yap, Majority Leader Martin Romualdez and Vice Chairman Jonathan Alvarado, and of course our Senior Vice Chairman who led the prayer, Eileen Ermita, and all the Vice Chairpersons for this innovation of allowing academe, people from the knowledge community, and even every Juan and Juana de la Cruz who has a social media account can now somehow ask questions, make suggestions, react, wag lang violent reaction, no? So the second guidelines that I'd like to put in is that there is a perception of growing graft and corruption during the pandemic. So we will continue our hearings despite budget hearing, but we will put the focus on the budget hearing. And we will allow and encourage members to ask questions, whether it's findings ng COA or whether it is new findings of graft and corruption. No? Let me just emphasize the difference between graft and corruption. For me, in the very simplest way, corruption is merong kang kinita or pinatong na walang justification. So, ibig sabihin, boss, ghost project na lang, kunin ko yan. Or boss, patungan natin ng 30% yan para meron ako dyan. Klarong corruption yan. But sometimes people forget about graft. Graft is when you put too many bureaucratic requirements that nakatipid ka nga, hindi naman nagawa yung project. Or by the time nagawa yung project, double na yung cost. No? So let me now warn each and every agency of government. We're going to look at how you've been dealing with people during the pandemic. So kung nag-move nga kayo online, tapos ang nangyari naman sa online, offline naman kayo, or puno, wala rin nagawa. And let me give you two simple examples that I hope can be resolved. You know, Taguig received a donation of motorcycles from a foreign embassy. And last budget hearing, mismong yung commissioner dito nagsabi, sir, wala nang problema. May isa lang kakausapin, we will release that. Magba-budget hearing na ulit, kung hindi pa ako tumawag sa DOF, hindi pa maaayos at madideliver. Donation yun sa ating gobyerno, sa publiko yon. I wonder how many local governments around the country ay may naipit na donation sa customs. Yes, may dahilan kung bakit naipit. But can't the Customs Commissioner appoint a liaison with total government to government and help them find solutions? So kung hindi pa namin pipigain dito, hindi pa magkakaroon ng solution. Another example I'd like to give you is this foolishness that we've been reading sa internet yesterday, that MTRCB wants to regulate Netflix. Eh kung i-regulate nyo na rin ang Netflix, isama nyo na yung HBO, isama nyo na yung Amazon Prime, isama nyo na yung iFlix, kayo na maging censors ng buong mundo. Pero saan kayo kukuha ng budget at sinong susunod sa inyo? Diba? So, you know, if you want to help and go beyond your mandate, help the industry compete, for example, with K-drama and K-wave. Pero yung dadagdagan nyo lang yung power nyo to regulate na wala naman kayong dahilan na mabigat, you know, it causes commotion that's unnecessary. Just speaking about it here kahit na 2 minutes, and I guarantee you, sa budget nyo, maraming magtatanong because of precisely that statement. You know, government should focus on asking people what they need and providing them what they need. The third principle that I'd like to mention is the stimulus package. On this, I'd like to thank very much the economic team of the House, Joey Salceda, our chairman of the Ways and Means, Stella Kimbo is over there, Sharon Garin, is she also here? In the Zoom, no? Thank you very much for working. We know that pending pa rin yung iba yung bills, but together with El Rey, Eric Yap, and Madjo, we split yung Bayanihan 2 na sa kanila, yung dalawa, tatlo pang bills na sa inyo, and of course, Juni, Kuwa. So we expect the economic team to continue to work with you to find the money. And I guess may brilliant move lang kayo na instead of Joey asking you the questions kung saan manggagaling ng pera, he will be defending you. But I think hindi man in public ang inyong argument, Chairman Joey, please help us find the money for the stimulus that we need, no? So let me end by saying we elected President Rodrigo Roa Duterte because we were tired of having old solutions to new problems. That's why if you remember ang ginamit namin slogan noong 2016, mabilis na aksyon, matapang na solusyon. Sumunod na lang doon yung tapang at malasakit to show the characteristics of our President and the Presidency. So I'm hoping that during these budget hearings, we will not be hearing old solutions that do not work to new problems. Okay? So distribution ng SAP, we want to hear whether this year mailalagay na natin yung national ID, whether or not may naka-attach na electronic way of transferring money to 80 to 100% of our people. We'd like to hear sa health sector, will we finally be focusing on primary health and what will be the innovations? Sa education, since students in areas like Metro Manila cannot go to school, we'd like to hear of new solutions, whether the problems are old or new. We'd also like to hear, the people would like to hear the immediate benefits that will be found in the 2021 budget. But we also have to lay the groundwork. So I'm asking my colleagues and asking the economic team to deeply consider infrastructure in the following areas: health, education, mass transportation, agriculture, information technology, and tourism. Tourism, IT, agri, health, education, mass transportation related infra will not only give us immediate results, will provide jobs, but we will wake up in a year or 2 years from now that we were getting ahead. Let's not say, hindi naman tayo number 1 sa education, whether sa ating region or in the world. Hindi naman na tayo number 1, number 2 man lang sa tourism. So let's not fool ourselves that when we wake up 2 years from now after COVID, bigla tayong number 1. But if we work hard and lay that foundation, no? And good Secretary Avisado has been putting together convergence projects to address varied programs or varied problems around the country. The good Secretary has also agreed to take on not only the rehabilitation of Marawi. Our majority leader a while ago was asking if we can help tapusin yung mga hindi natapos sa Yolanda affected areas. And dun po ako believe kay Sec Wea when he can easily tell us no, his answer is we will immediately look into it. So sir, thank you very much for that. We deeply appreciate it. So without further ado, we will go back to the chairman, start this briefing. Next year, next week, we'll have the first reading and then go into the debates. May I make an appeal to our counterparts in the Senate and appeal to the media, to the public, and to the executive. Let's make this a groundbreaking moment wherein we will have a highest quality budget but pass it at the fastest possible time. If we can finish this December, transmit it to the Senate October, and if the Senate can finish it November, and we can sign the budget before December, then the agencies can work on the procurement in December. January, we will hit the ground running. No? Sa COVID po, hindi naghihintay. Ang tao po, naghihintay. So we will adjust. If the Senate needs it a week earlier, we will try our best. And I'd like to thank the Senate. I heard they're also going to start their budget briefing. Sasabayan na rin po kami. And I'd like to thank the Senate President. but I really asking everyone, including myself, to take the extra step, no? To do the extra mile, so that we can finish this. And the President and Congress can face our people to say, this is our best, and we did it as fast as we can, because we know that it will benefit you, and you will see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you will see that despite COVID, we can continue to grow, to rise up. Maraming salamat po sa atin mga colleagues, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Majority Leader, mga kasama natin sa minority, and of course sa economic team, Sec Sani and BSP Governor Ben Jokno, who is with us sa Zoom. Magandang hapon at salamat po sa inyo.